Hello to everyone, this is Vishal and hope all are doing good. And I'm here after a long period of time on the unit testing because of I'm little bit busy on some projects. That means I hang on. But as I get the time, I make a video for you. That is related to your the espresso second part. As we discussed last time, how we can work with the espresso, and that is important today because of we are working with the recycler view, and that is most important that many tests we working with the recycler view because of this view is important. And as I have seen your commands, so first we go for that. I have seen your commands and appreciations. I'm really happy. I'm really happy to see to watch my tutorials and it helpful to you. That's interesting for me, and I will make more videos and really appreciate. And as those are new and those working with the testing, so just go for my previous sessions of the testing so you can learn that, and then come on these sessions of the espresso, and you have to work with the espresso first part last time, and all the sequence of the many basic test sessions as working with the unit testing. So unit testing is most important. And beside that we have two more ways we working. Number one, that is your Kotlin. Number two, that is React Native that just started. And number three, this is our testing. So this is the testing phase. So these three areas we have to work on. So today we have to learn that how we can work with the Espresso as we discussed the last time. Espresso entry point to interactions with the views, on view, on data. So we are working with on view nowadays, and then we go for the on data. That's also related to the list, and we work with the view measures, actions, assertions, and here how we can perform this check. R.id dot something we can fetch it and then check the clicks. This also be work with our auto system. See? And here we work with these login buttons last time, and text with text matches. A lot of stuff we have done. And if you want to see that in a slow test mode of your emulator, so you go for the settings and the window animation scales, transition animation scales, and animator duration scales. You have two off, so that is an important. Whenever you work with that, you give the right results on that. And if you don't know, you just comment me, so I will give the examples to you as last time we discussed and show to you how we can do this kind of testing. So today we discuss about the recycler view test. That's an important, and here most important thing is we needed dependencies, and that dependency is important. That dependency is the test rule, as we discussed on the very first time on the sessions why we use the test rules and how the test rules be important for us. So you can go both for my first video in which we work with the test rules, and then we go with the Android test implementations. Here the most important is country, so that is the most important package, and under that we have a class, and that is the class of I will show you, that is our recycler view actions. So it is a most important class by which we can discuss this testing. So let's start this practically because of nothing we have a theory. So theory part, so just go for the test. So here on the test part, first we have to create a simple recycler view. If you don't know, you go for my sessions of the recycler view in which we work with the simple recycler view as well as data binding of the recycler view, both the cases. And here we have a main activity in which we call this, and here some methods we have, and this is our adapter. That's important. That adapter is for our recycler view. The important thing is here I'm using the click method on the adapter, that is working with the item click. Okay, and here the simple model, and this is the inner layout of the recycler view as everybody know that. And here we have a simple dependency as I discussed, that is the most important dependency, that is the country. So, and the second is your rules. Okay, so these two be most important whenever you work with the recycler view test. So let's start that test. So for that, just go for the testing, and you just say simply on the right click, and you can say that go to, and this is your test, and create a new test. Very simple. And this is my main activity test. Say OK, and you have to go with the Android test, because of whenever you work with this Espresso, you have to go with Android testing. Okay, so here we go for the test first, and on the test here I'm using at run with, and this is our Android JUnit4 dot class. Okay, and here I'm using the rule that is called your at rule, and as we discussed last time how we can implement that rule, this is your activity test rule, and I'm making this test rule for my main activity. So for your activity you have to create the test rule, and that test will be important whenever you work with your new activity test rule. Okay, and this is your main activity dot class. So for which class you're working, you just make a test rule for that. So that is the first step. And now at test, whenever you work with the test, you can go with this test, and here first I'll show to you how we can make a clickable elements on that. So you can go for a public void recycle test. I'm just giving the name to that, and here simple we can work with the espresso dot on view, and here I'm using that with ID. Yes, and that ID we have to work with your r.id dot recycler view, and you have to perform something. So this is your perform, and for the perform I'm using that recycler view actions dot action on item at position we have to work, and that is your 0 comma, and we have to click alt enter. So here it can say that alt enter. So this is a very simple test in which we have to go with a click. So if you see that our simple recycler view be here, click click click, so it gives you the title's name here. But now I'm using the test here. Let's see what happened with that. And here I want to give the position one click. So let's test that and run this. So it's very interesting whenever you work with the UI test in the for every element, as we discussed with the login form last time. You can check the inputs, you can auto click that. So this nothing, we just go with the test and it's doing with the UI automatically on your screens. So that's very interesting animations on that. So this is a very simple espresso test you have to work and practice on. Another test also be important, so but I will describe you one by one in my coming sessions all the test and integration testing also, so how we can work with a complete app test. That's important. So if you see that it run the test, and it gives you, yes, this click on the second title automatically, and the test is pass. So that means this is a green mark, that's our clicking be perfect. So this is important. So whenever you work with, you can check if you want to cross check which one is your third element, which one is your fifth element. So you can pop the things, or you can check with them. That means on particular click, if you go for the new intent, I will describe you on my next session. So that means it, yeah, it works with the perfect intent values on that. So this is important testing whenever you work with your U recycler view. So now we have to go for the second test, we have to work. So let's see. Okay, or for the second test, as we learning with the recycler view, that is your scroll to positions. Means if you have a multiple data, many recycler view items be there, and I want to check it one by one. So I just scroll to automatically how much items be, that means items be perfect there. If you want to match with my repository items with that, so we can cross check these things. So for that, what we have to do, you just go for first on my main activity. For this I want multiple items, just copy paste it, because of for the scrolling we need many items on that. So that means your fourth, fifth, so on. I'm not changing these things, I think you can understand. So I'm just putting the values be here, multiple items be there. Okay, so that means this is our movie data be here. Now just check it, uh, sorry, first check with the app how many elements be there, then we cross test our espresso with that elements. So this is a very simple whenever you work with your recycler view. So it's running, and let's see. So last time, as we discussed about the login form for the Espresso, and in which we have cross-checked the validations and login the things, button clicks. So this kind of stuff you have to learn on that. That means the auto face be there. So you can see that, yeah, this is a multiple items be there on the screen. Now we have to move for the test, and for the test we go for first. I'm doing on the same test. So for this we need a recycler view, recycler view, because of I want to get these things not on the on view, I'm just getting with that by the new way. I will show to you by the main activity rules how you can do that. So that is an important. So that is your get activity, and whenever you work with that, and you can for say find view by id, and this is your r.id.recycler view, that is perfect. And here I am saying that int, this is our item count. I want to count that how many items be there on this screen on my recycler view. So that is your recycler view dot get adapter, and that means we have to need this. That means whatever we have our adapter, we get the item count from that adapter by the method of items be there. And you can go for the espresso dot on view, and that is with id, and on this idr dot id dot we have to cross check our recycler view, because of first we got the item for that particular recycler view, and then match this recycler view with that adapter, so the things be same, but the test is cross check. So that means we have to perform that, and that is important. That is our recycler view actions dot scroll position, and here we have a item count -1, because of it's less than that particular item count. Okay, so this is important, and that means it scroll up to, and whatever you want on that, it is scroll from that position. If you want to go for the third position, it show to you. But it's good because of we have to cross check the things, how many items be there in my recycler view. So on that case, it works on. So this is important. We have to scroll these things. So nothing else. This is my mouse. This once the test be run, it automatically scroll the positions of this recycler view. You will see that. That is interesting and important. So whenever the UI test rules Espresso work with that, it give you the accurate values, calculations, cross check the data, lot of stuffs with there. I will describe you one by one in sessions. In my coming sessions you will learn all these things, but you have to cross check the things. So you can check it's all scroll the things and then out. So that means it automatically scroll that complete items. So this is the way you can work. And the last is important. Whenever if you want to cross check some string on your uh, data, so that means if you cross check this data becomes, and in my recycle route this data be here or not. So that's an important also whenever you work with that. So let's see and check that example with that. So I will describe you. Okay, so for the string cross checkings, what we have, we need a string. You can do for that. Okay, make a private static uh, final int item. If we want to say it means item below uh, find in list, or whatever you give the name of that. So I want with the fifth item. So want to check that this the items and what's the name of that item. The fifth item name is let's check it, 1 2 3 4 fifth. So that is your fifth title we have. Okay, and here on my test rule, what you have to do, you just go for your espresso dot on view, and this is your view matcher. I will describe you how you can work with the matchers, and dot with id, and this is your r dot id dot your recycler view. Okay, so here you can perform that. It's very easy as we discussed many times, and this is our most important recycler view actions. And this is your action on item. Okay, so take the this one again at position, but I will check that value with that position. Okay, so this is your item below find list, and this is your comma, and I want to click that this one. And now this is your string, and I want that item val, and that item val is uh, this is your fifth title, and this is your espresso dot on view with text, and this is your item val. I will need to cross check that item, and here you have to check, and this is your matches, and is displayed. Alt enter. So that means if it is match, so it display, otherwise it fail. So let's see what happened with the test. That means whenever you want that particular item be there or not. So this is the way you have to cross check your item with your string. And if this is be there, that means sometimes what happened that on repository there will be a lot of data, and you want to cross check and you want to cross test that items on the on your recycle which work or not. So yeah, it show you that this is your click thread and this may happen be there. Okay, but what happened that if I'm using simple title, okay, and now let's see it fail or pass because of on that particular position this item not be there. So on that case it failed to you. So this is a test fail and it show you that there is no item on that cases. Okay, and if you go with the same, that's your control Z, is your fifth title, or if you want to check some other one, like this is your sixth title and title 6. Okay, so here I want to check that position. So let's see that particular item be there or not. It should you that that is a cross check of that elements. So it showed you that on particular item on that position. If you change your position be here, that means it cross check the things and showed you that the test is part but the value is on that position. Okay, so that's very interesting. Whenever you work with this kind of test, just practice on because of here the same things, I mean duplicate values be here, but you have to work with your unique values and then cross check the things, and if you get any issues you just discuss with the commands. Most important thing is that you have to work with this view matchers and also be that is a recycler view actions, because of I have seen many commands that recycler view actions not working, not found. So for that I already describe you that you have to work with this your contrib, and whenever you work with this contrib you can find that class, and also you have to work with the test rules. So that is important, you have worked with this to implementation. Okay, so we'll discuss more about the espresso on my next session, and I try to come make this session soon. So thank you so much for your patience and your learning. So we'll discuss about that, about more tests, integration tests and other things, and parallelly we are working with the Kotlin small lab soon, and your those who want to work with the other faces. So all these stuffs on my videos you will learn. Thank you so much for the day. We'll discuss about more on other sessions.